Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Destiny 2. So today is my full Festival of the Lost guide. As a quick TLDR for those that remember how the event worked last year, it is essentially the same. You collect spectral pages, you turn them into manifested pages by completing the haunted lost sectors, and then you use candy to claim your rewards. There's a couple of differences, not many. The main thing is, one, there are now engrams you can use. They're called Eerie Engrams, and you can use the engrams and candy to focus specific things. Both the weapons from the event as well as exotic armor. So there is exotic armor focusing with Eva this year as well. And secondarily, there is now a legendary haunted lost sector option. You get more rewards, but it's harder, obviously. You're locked 15 under. Otherwise, that's pretty much the same as last year. So with that out of the way, let's go a bit more in depth. First thing you want to do is go and speak to Eva. She'll be in the tower. The tower looks very spooky, and she is very obvious where she is. She will give you a quest and a festival mask. You'll need to equip the mask, and you pretty much want to be wearing this mask the entire duration of the event, as that's what opts you into the event. All of the candy drops when you have a mask, the pages drop when you're wearing a mask, all that kind of thing. She will then give you 3 spectral pages. These are the base currency for the seasonal activity. To farm these, just do whatever you want in the game. If you're wearing a festival mask, you can play PvP, strikes, gambit, raids, whatever you want to do. They will drop if you are wearing the festival mask. It's just a random drop chance. But your ultimate goal of the event is to turn these spectral pages that you're getting into manifested pages by doing the seasonal lost sectors. They're called haunted lost sectors. And then you spend those manifested pages on the Book of the Forgotten, which is kind of just near Eva Levante. And that will unlock lore throughout the event. So the ultimate goal of the event is to unlock the entire lore book. Which you do just by completing the event. So after equipping your mask and claiming your spectral pages, there's a few things that are probably worth doing in the tower before you get started. So first off, the bounties from Eva are very, very easy to complete, and notably, the weeklies that she gives you gives Bright Dust. The repeatables give Bright Dust as well, but nowhere near as much. The weeklies will actually give you 200 Bright Dust per bounty, so they're generally pretty worth doing, and they're also very easy to complete, right? So it's just free Bright Dust. Secondarily, you can climb the tree that is right behind Eva, which will give you some free candy. So candy is the currency you'll be spending to get loot, essentially, throughout the event. So free candy is always good. Each day, assuming it hasn't changed from last year it was every day, you can collect the candy from these trees. There is one right behind Eva, and there is another one down near Ikora and Hawthorne. But you just climb the tree, and there's these little motes sitting there, like Gambit, and you pick them up, and they'll give you a chunk of candy. I think the small ones give 60, and then the one at the top of the tree gives 250. So it is quite a lot. You can also do that once per character as well. So if you have 3 characters, you can do it 3 times and get a bunch of candy for free for doing that. And next up, you have your bounties. You've collected your candy. You can now jump into the activity, which is Haunted Lost Sectors. These are pretty basic, but I'll go over it anyway. As you go, there will be summoning circles that appear. You want to stand in those summoning circles, and then a headless one will appear. It's essentially just a really big hive knight with a pumpkin for a head. You can kill it, and you will get a bunch of candy. You rinse and repeat, either until time runs out, or you kill 10 headless ones. Ideally, you want to kill 10 headless ones, because you will get the most out of it if you do that. But after killing 10, or the time running out, a boss will spawn, and you'll need to kill it. It has immunity phases, so a shield will pop off over it that you can't break through. The only way you can break through that shield is to summon another headless one, so there'll be more summoning spots that come up. And when these headless ones dies, they will drop pumpkin bombs, straight out of Spider-Man, which you can then throw at the boss, and that will break the shield, and then you can continue the damage phase. After the boss is dead, a chest will spawn, giving you some loot, but also, for every headless one that you kill in the first phase, one of your spectral pages will be transformed into a manifested page. So the most efficient way to do this is to get 10 spectral pages, then go and do a haunted lost sector, kill all of the headless ones, and then all 10 of those will be transformed into the manifested pages. However, you then take those manifested pages, and you turn them in at the Book of the Forgotten, which, as I said before, is located just next to Eva in the tower. You claim those, and that will give you lore entries. So that's pretty much the whole activity. That's the whole event, essentially. However, there is also a couple of cool things about it. For starters, all of the voiceover seems to be getting done by Amaru this time. He's kind of just making fun of Clint the entire time, which that's fun. Additionally, when you complete Eva's quest, it will unlock the legend version of Haunted Lost Sectors. These are just harder versions of exactly the same activity. I think you're capped 15 under power, and your rewards get increased for completing it. Otherwise, it's completely identical. I would generally say it's worth doing legend if you have a group of 3 people, because it is more efficient. However, if you're trying to do it with random people, it's probably just better to do the normal ones. Because sometimes you'll get random people who are really competent and will help you through, sure, but other times you get blueberries who don't really know what they're doing, and it's a bit more difficult. Not insane, but it's just, you're going to be getting more loot by doing the normal one over and over again, because you'll do the normal one quicker than 2 or 3 times you would do the legend one if you're just with some bad blueberries. Okay, so you've collected some candy and you've got some Eerie Engrams. You can just get these by doing Lost Sectors, by the way. The Eerie Engrams just have a chance to drop when you do a Lost Sector. If you're doing Legend, there is a higher drop chance, so that is worth knowing. But you can now spend those on loot. So you can either spend candy by itself to get gift bags, and these will drop random weapons. Both weapons from the world pool, just random weapons, also weapons from the event. Or you can spend candy with an Eerie Engram and focus something that you want to get. So, you can spend 1 Eerie Engram and 500 candy to focus a random Festival of the Lost weapon. I'll go over all of these weapons in a sec. Or you can spend 1,000 candy to focus a specific Festival of the Lost weapon. If, however, you have all the Festival of the Lost weapons you want, or you are uninterested in any of them, you can also spend your candy to focus exotic armor. So 1 Eerie Engram and 2,500 candy will allow you to focus an exotic armor piece by slot. So if you want exotic arms on a Titan, for example, you just log onto your Titan and you can focus the arm slot. Most of the older exotics are available, however it is worth noting that some of the newer exotics aren't in there. The new Pyrogale gauntlets on Titan, for instance, are not in the pool. You can check what's in the pool just by right-clicking the engram there, so it's worth checking before you spend a bunch of candy. If you want a specific item, just make sure it's in the pool before you start spending all your resources on it. So finally, I want to go over the guns that are available for the event. First, we have the 450 RPM Stasis Auto Rifle Horror Story. All the possible rolls are on screen now. It has been re-rolled, so there is a bunch of new rolls on it. You can pause if you're interested in seeing all of the rolls possible, but my suggestions would be for PvP, it's pretty hard to go past Dynamic Sway with Target Lock. That is a very, very good combination. As for PvE, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of 450s in PvE for the most part. However, there are a few interesting options here. The main one I would go for, though, is Demolition with Headstone. Horror Story is the only stasis 450 in the game, so there's some utility there that might be worth going into if you like 450s. Headstone is just a nice perk to have on primaries, but I don't know, I still wouldn't go with a 450. Up to you, however. Next we have the Arc Aggressive Frame Sniper Rifle, Macabre. Once again, these perk update from last year, so it's all different from last year. The perks are on the screen now. I'm pretty boring with my snipers. For PvP, it's either going to be Snapshot with Opening Shot or Keep Away with Opening Shot. It's worth noting that it also gets High Ground, so there is some potential for one-shot body shot in PvP, so that's kind of fun. And also PvE, I don't know, Triple Tap Vorpal. It's a sniper rifle, what do you want from me? Third, we have the reprised Jurassic Green. So this is a rapid-fire solar pulse rifle, and once again, the perks are going to be on screen. For PvE, Incandescent, clear winner here. It's really a good perk on PvE on no matter what weapon you're using it on. Incandescent is just really fun. I'd probably pair it with Subsistence. As for PvP, I really like the look of Keep Away with Headseeker. I quite like Rapid Fires, particularly with Headseeker. I like Headseeker with Rapid Fires, it feels good. Pulses just in general in PvP feel a bit weak at the moment because hand cannons like outrange them, so you know, it's but I do like the feel of Rapid Fires with Headseeker, so Keep Away Headseeker would be my bet there. And finally, we have the new gun, the Cosmic, which is a Void Rapid Fire Heavy Grenade Launcher. As before, the perks are on the screen, and this one is interesting because I so rarely use GLs in PvE. However, for boss damage, Clown Cartridge Explosive Light seems cool, I guess. And if you're using your GL for ad clear, I'm sure someone does. The second column has both Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds, which are both really cool perks. And you're guaranteeing kills with a GL for the most part, so they're cool, cool interactive perks with a Void build. As for PvP, you can get Proxnade with Impulse Amplifier. It's pretty awesome. High Ground is there, which seems cool, although I'm 90% sure High Ground doesn't work if you're airborne. You have to be like standing above them, you can't be like flying above them. So perhaps it's just better to go like Wellspring or Destabilizing Rounds. It's a difficult option there. The main thing I care about there is an Impulse Amplifier, so I can max out the velocity. Everything else, anything on top is just kind of gravy. So I'd say I'm probably going to just go with Wellspring, but hard to say. But with that, that is my guide complete. If I missed anything and you have any questions, ask them down in the comments below. Either I or another viewer is likely to answer them, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye guys.